Hi everyone, and welcome to our channel. Last week, John and I recorded a review of the Wheel of Time trailer that was released. We have included our initial reactions to the trailer and then us going through some of the points in the book and the plots that we think might come out in the series based on what we've seen on the trailer.
Just so you guys know, Liz and I will be having some spoilers from the first book and a little bit of the second book when we're discussing what we're seeing in the trailer. And we do try and keep to the pronunciations found in the books, but we might not always get it right. So I'll let you guys get into it and hope you enjoy our reactions and discussion.
Be strong. The wheel of time turns, and ages come and pass, leaving memories that become legend. The power inside you. All over the world, there are different names for it. But it's one thing. One power. And women who can touch it. We protect the world.
No matter what happens, what pain we face, what heartbreak, the wheel keeps turning. The Dark One is coming for your friends.
The last battle is coming. The only thing that matters is what you do.
Whatever happens now, there's no turning back.
Well, that's a lot to unpack.
That's so cool. Honestly, I can't wait.
Initial reaction?
I'm
20
curious.
seconds. Okay. So my initial reaction is that it looks pretty cool. Like costuming looks good. The sets look good. I don't mind how the power seems to look, but yeah, I mean, remain to be seen. It's only a few snapshots.
I agree mostly, but with a few specific things that I would be wibbly about. But in-depth discussion.
So let's get started, and we're just gonna have a bit of fun pulling apart this trailer. This is Egwene and Nynaeve. Let's go.
Be strong.
Okay.
But doesn't Nynaeve keep her braid over her shoulder like Egwene did just then?
It's just one shot. I'm sure she could pull it over her shoulder. But...
Yeah, I know, but...
So there is the part where Egwene has to jump into water after Shadowlogger.
Oh yeah,
but this didn't look like
different.
that because this is like light of day and such. It could be part of Egwene embracing the Source, perhaps.
Yeah, that
I thought it might be a visualization. But the whole thing about surrendering to the flow of a river and fully just letting yourself go.
Yeah.
Is there. So I wondered if that was it. Anyway, let's just go on. I think it matches up to something later.
The wheel of time turns.
I mean, this bit of
and
audio dialogue
and pass.
was good. Like
leaving
starting
memories
the trailer, like the books.
That become legend.
Okay, so we've got a few things there. Obviously, the first part of that scene is
Is it an establishing shot of Emond's Field?
Obviously, Emond's Field, 2 rivers. Okay, so these are people riding off into the sunset. Could be
Yep.
anyone. So from here, looks like there's maybe 5, could be 6 or 7, but probably at least 5 horses. Could be almost anywhere. I'm not sure where this might be.
Well, there's only 2 places where they have mountains in the Eye of the World that they travel through, which is through Emmonsfield and through the Blight. And this certainly doesn't look like the Blight. So I think this would be Emmonsfield, but I've been wrong before.
Yeah, I mean, it could also be the filmmakers decide to put mountains in certain spots too, but we never
This
know.
is true.
But
This is true.
I suspect this is them. This is probably them leaving Emmonsfield. Now, I really have little to no clue on who this next guy might be. I mean, it could be a flashback to Lewis Theron.
That was my initial thought as well. I don't.
That one.
Do you recognize him from the cast list?
Not really. I didn't really look beyond the main characters on that. So let's go on.
That become legend.
Okay, so this to me is clearly not a real life thing that happened. I'm putting this with her embracing the Source. So
Yeah.
I'm sort of wondering if the Nynaeve chucking her in the water, her flowing down the stream, and then emerging with the paint is her process of the first embracing of the One Power.
I certainly like that idea. The only other thing I would come up with was that it's something experienced through a ter'angreal or maybe through one of the weird dream sequences. But
Yeah. Dream or ter'angreal or first touch of the Source. White Tower?
they never saw the White Tower in the first book.
I know, but other things in the trailer make me think maybe we're going to see it in the first series. Because that
Yeah,
looks like
I mean,
Dragon Mount, like
that's
the kind of
definitely
shot you'd
Dragon
have
Mount.
of Dragon Mount. So
I could see this as being Camelin, because that is also close enough to Dragon Mount for that picture. But it
I'm not
definitely
so
could
up
be
on
the White
geography,
Tower.
so I could be wrong.
It seems too small to be the White Tower. It's too fortressy or palacey and not towery enough.
Let's go
We
on.
will agree to disagree. From this shot, it's definitely the White Tower. Still too small though.
The power inside you. All over the world, there are different names for it. But it's one thing. One power. And women who can touch it. We protect the world.
So
there was the
there's
the power
Moraine
inside
showing
you,
up.
and
Yeah,
so
so-
the river.
So the river to me links in with the 2 shots of Egwene we've had so far.
And
We
this
talked about
time
before.
it's with audio about the One Power. So I think you were probably onto a winner there.
Anyway,
there were-
interesting thought here. It looks like we have Hall of the Tower.
Well, it's definitely the Hall of the Tower. The white structure and the dedicated seating arrangements and the very flamboyant chair seat at the front definitely tells me this is the scene from the White Tower.
Sitters, about 3 representatives from each Aja: red, yellow, blue, white. Okay, green, brown, and grey look very similar here. So, John, you want to take a guess?
Oh, I think it's brown in the middle right. And then there's one the standing sister on the bottom right definitely looks grey. But then the other
This one?
5,
This one?
that one's grey.
No, this is Lyanna, because she's
Oh,
got the
right.
staff.
So
she's
that's the keeper.
technically
Great.
nothing. The keeper. Yeah, she's no help to this business of grey here.
Okay, so then those 2 and the other 3 could either be grey or green, and I have no idea which is which.
She looks definitely pretty green to me. And given how much she looks green, the rest don't look green at all. I mean,
Well, the trouble is that she actually looks very similar to the ones behind her, which are
yeah,
blue. So
yes. I mean, though, if we were following the story, when Moraine is accompanied by Leandrin to
she's
seize One
accompanied by
Sunshade,
Anaya.
she's accompanied by Anaya, and Anaya's blue. But I mean, Moraine is blue, like 100% blue.
Yeah,
So I feel
that's
like
brilliant.
this doesn't look blue at all compared to this. Anyway, all right, let's go on. I thought this could be either a flashback or I am going to say a bit controversially that I would not be surprised if they shifted in going to Tar Valon instead of having the the meeting with Swan Sanche at Feldara, just to bring out more of that White Tower stuff earlier in the series. What are your thoughts on this scene being in here, John?
I would be on the boat of it being a flashback, although that being Liandrin and given the aqua nature of the dress, possibly Anaya, could make it the meeting after that was originally happening in Feldara. If they do cut out the return to Feldara and they go back to Tar Valon instead, it would mean a lot of implications for other parts of the story, and I don't really see myself appreciating that decision. They could do it, but I wouldn't like it.
Let's go on a little bit further here.
But it's one.
This is Swan Sanche.
Yes.
And as you can see, not how I pictured the stole, but there are a few different colours in there.
I always assumed that the coloration of the stoles was on the back, like more like a cloak, because it spoke about the stoles flowing behind them in places, at least.
Yeah, I didn't ever picture it like this.
I would like to see the back of it because it might have more vibrant colours there. But is that like a rose tint?
I think it looks like a bit of a rose gold kind of feel. This part is a bit confusing to me. It just makes me think of pipe organs, but
well, it's frills mixed with pauldrons, and I guess that if you look historically, pauldrons were there to symbolize strength and authority. But they didn't want to, be big macho men in the White Tower, so they have the pauldrons, but they've put the frills and the lace to make it more feminine, I suppose.
Well, I mean, it doesn't look very lacy, but the textured manner of it, I guess.
I use clothing terms very, very poorly. I'm much more familiar with armor terms than clothing.
So let's continue a bit here.
One power.
That part has really confused me. I have
Moraine being healed?
I can't work out who this is.
She's a green sister.
Looks green, yes. But I have no idea why Moraine...
Look at the wound under the hands.
Oh, that's interesting.
Where did she get? Did she get
Could
stabbed
Moraine
by a
have
fade?
been... I don't remember her ever needing healing, actually. Yeah, this seems that it's not completely not book. I guess having her injured at some point is actually just going to heighten the severity of a situation. Maybe during that battle, the Forsaken she took on. Yeah.
Yeah, Agenor. Yeah, that might be it. Other thing was we saw the dagger. We know in Caemlyn, Mat attacked Moraine. He didn't succeed, but if they want to make things more intense, he could have, and that could have happened anyway. Other thing to unpack a little bit is how the power is animated in this, which is they've got the power going from the healer to the wound, but at the same time that she's physically retracting, which is a nice little bit of cinematography, but does indicate the direction of power flow. I hope they, and particularly if we move to the next scene, I like that we can see the power. I think this is a perfect introduction to the One Power with the nondescript weaves, because in the first book, the type of weaves is not mentioned. So that's fine. One course of action, which should be the optimal, but I can see why they wouldn't, you then add little articulations or slight colorations to these weaves to give the audience a sense of what they are. That would take a lot of work.
They could also use a zoom in effect on that. So if you had, say, this kind of presentation we've got here, and if you wanted to momentarily zoom in to the weave itself and see what's inside and then zoom out, but it'll be interesting to see where they go with it. I think this is Two Rivers. I'm pretty sure this is when the Trollocs come to Two Rivers.
Yeah.
We protect the world.
This is Liandrin because I've seen her IMBD, so I know that's Liandrin. And you've got 3 other Reds with her, but I don't think any of these will be a lighter.
She's busy doing other stuff, yeah.
And that was Lyanna.
The Keeper? Lyanna the Keeper, yeah.
She's annoyed about something.
She's probably just shouting at them to be quiet and let the Amyrlin speak.
Who's behind her?
The Browns.
Oh, okay.
That's one of the Browns. I remember that clothing pattern of the one in the center there, I think that was one of the Brown sisters.
It was actually on the other side, wasn't it? Just
Let's just go back. Yeah.
see, because she's here, I thought they might be these two. But
But
you're
it's
right,
the
the
same
clothing
clothing as
pattern. This
that one.
one.
Yeah.
So this shot is from
And they've reversed.
Then
Yeah. And
that
they're
way,
looking to the right.
and then mirrored.
But can we just appreciate what they've done there? Like, this to me looks like a Logan shutdown squad,
Yeah.
because you've got the greens with the waters and the reds.
Yeah.
Having said that, do we ever
Logain-
remember Aes Sedai catching arrows?
I don't know. It makes sense that they could. I feel like you can stop arrows with a shield.
Well, yeah, but like the amount of energy, like I feel like you'd be better off with a shield.
It's not clear that she's going to shield it. She could just redirect. That it's not really clear.
Yeah, they don't stop.
No matter what happens, what pain we face, what heartbreak,
All right. So we've gotten
Yeah,
got a bit
there's a
going on
lot
here.
there. A lot going on. Let's start with him. That's
This-
obviously Rand being an archer.
that's him and one other person.
Matt, by the looks.
So, oh, what's here?
Where is this?
Oh, Camelin? Separated and then heading to Camelin?
That could be it. That could definitely be it. Yeah, if this is Camelin, that place was Tar Valon.
Interesting.
no matter what happens,
Okay, so we get a lovely view of the dagger here.
It's
That's Matt.
it's a nice dagger that he's
Matt
holding by the
with his
blade well,
dagger.
and
Three
the
boys
living shadow.
inside.
Mashada, is it Mashada? Yeah, that one's
Yeah.
Mashada.
So we have that Egwene is running up to the wall. So this is all the Shadow Logoth part. I wondered if this was also Shadow Logoth, but I don't know.
The body's too fresh.
That's what I thought. Like I don't, or is this
It could be a dream.
or a dream? Oh, could be a dream. Yeah. Okay.
This
Here
is
we have our
Perrin.
wolf thing.
Perrin, who is not as
So-
muscly as he should be. He was
Perrin.
supposed to be built sideways.
So Perrin is going to have his wolf brother thing, but obviously without
Elias. Yeah,
Elias.
that's pretty straightforward. Then the
Let's
next
see.
little bit is
what heartbreak, the wheel keeps turning.
So I think this is Tam. I haven't checked the cast list for Tam.
yeah, Tam seems to be the only male character with this kind of philosophy behind him. So that's Rand and Egwene talking to one another in a
A
place.
place.
Like it looks like a military barracks.
Feldara?
Yeah, that would be the only one that comes to mind.
I mean, unless they go off scripture. I mean, this wouldn't be Shadow Logoth.
Ooh, maybe.
Okay, here
Um,
this looks like Perrin and Matt.
But where are they? Is this also Shadow Logoth?
I mean, really the only places that they're in a very big old building is going to be Feldara or Shadow Logoth, right? They may take time because Shadow Logoth is actually the name of a whole episode.
Well, it looks the same architecture as the shot just before, even though we can't see much. And actually, those slatted windows match when Matt was finding the dagger.
Right, it is that
Mm.
same sort of idea, right?
Yeah. So I think
Um,
that might all be Shadow Logoth.
Yeah.
The wheel keeps turning. The Dark One is coming for your friends.
Yep.
So there's a
So
lot
if
of
we go-
little pieces here.
Yeah,
We
they're
have
doing
dancing-
the difficulty. That's
Dancing outside.
yeah, Beltane.
This is chilling, isn't it?
So yeah, they're surrounded by snow in a clearing. Those seem to be wrapped up bodies, and then you've got the 8 Aes Sedai in the middle, Leandrin and potentially Moraine at the front of the two. So the only place this makes me think of is the sort of morning after the battle at Tarwin's Gap in Valdara.
Yeah, but that many Aes Sedai weren't there at that moment.
They did
It
arrive
is
later.
odd.
Yeah.
It is a bit odd.
If they do have sequences in Tar Valon, either flashback or they travel there, this could be exposition on the wider world.
I think how they did it in the cinematography of like that shot of circle, circle, circle is kind of cool.
Well, it's interlinking, but it's not necessarily correlation.
Can we work out the colors from up here, or still no idea? I think this looks grey.
Yeah, I think it might be green and red on either side, on either hand of the Amarillo.
Could make sense because maybe this green is from here. Because it's weird that there's a city missing.
And that's a very tall hall, which means like that potential white tower before looked too short to be this, particularly if you have this style of building as high up as it would need to be there. When there's almost anyway, architecture. I've been looking.
I mean, it could go down into the ground.
They had natural light coming in on the level of the cities in the earlier scene.
True. Oh well, we will see.
And then there's the
Dark One is coming for your friends.
Okay, so
who is he?
That's Lan.
And who's he talking to?
Someone who's holding a knife at him. No idea, because before this looks like the
Madral.
Yeah. It could be something like one of the guys who'd seen this guy saw Lan in the shadows and went at him. The fact someone got a knife at him confuses me. No one gets a knife.
He is supposed to be literally the best fighter on the planet.
Like, I don't think. Whatever.
He could also be Nynaeve.
He doesn't look threatened. Look, he doesn't look scared. He's just like.
Yeah, I think it could be Nynaeve. That's like.
Could be. That would be nice. A nice touch. Anyway.
Friends.
I don't know what that masky thing is.
That looks like a Trolloc mask or a Trolloc trophy.
Looks
like
weird.
It could,
anyway, I think I need more context.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay,
Winter
running
Night.
Winter's Night, but Rand is here without Tam, so I guess they don't go back to the farm anymore. So.
Yep. So who are the people in the forest? Oh, that's Lan. Oh, who are these guys?
Some forest dudes coming out of nowhere and.
Lan punching one in the face.
Okay. So.
And then is that Logan?
Well, Logan does show up, and there is a picture I saw of a man in a crate surrounded by Aes Sedai. So
the next little snippet I think is Logan doing something, but that there.
Okay.
That looks like a Logan.
Oh yeah, that's Logan. Pretty sure. That looks like Liandrin.
Yeah. So that's what the shielding looks like, though, I suspect.
So here we have
Nynaeve. But that's Nynaeve, I think, probably the morning after Winter Night.
Could be, yeah.
The morning after Shadar Logoth.
Either one makes sense. She's had
and she's got her braid over her shoulder where it should be. Thank you.
She hasn't tugged it yet.
The last battle is coming.
This is Moraine coming out from the Hall of the Tower.
The last battle is coming. The only thing that matters is what you do.
So that line delivered by Swan Sanche.
So that's Swan.
That's obviously her chatting to Moraine, and probably when they managed to have a chat without
anyone
around.
Hearing. Those are some Trollocs. Moraine prancing through the woods
the forest. Lan being Lan.
Some dudes.
Are these village guys?
Whatever happens now.
So if we go back.
That lady. Who is that? That looks more significant because you can see her face. Yep.
That's Nynaeve and Egwene.
Yeah, okay, that's in Winter Night. That's easy.
Yeah.
I couldn't figure out who was behind her. Who's that?
Something looks like a powery thing going on.
Oh, that was the scene from the shielded Logan.
Who's this?
I think that's Logan.
Logan, and someone's about to go at him with 2 axes. Stuff's happening. Lan, with Moraine around him, taking out 3 Trollocs. Clearly,
who can I say
about...
are too short? They were supposed to be 8 foot tall apiece.
They're pretty tall.
Yeah, they're 6 foot something, but they're supposed to
Okay.
be 8. Like that's
Yeah.
him reaching
I mean,
their
it's
armpits.
easier to keep them around 6 foot because you can find extras that can do it.
I
You have
know,
to
but
do all the scaling rubbish if you put them at 8 foot.
they're supposed to
Anyway,
be scary. Traveling. Oh, the
yes,
Waygate.
that
That's a
looks
Waygate.
Nynaeve. Oh, cool. I couldn't work out what it was before. Yeah, that looks like the Two Rivers group kind of leaving.
It's nothing
No.
like the Waygates in the
There's-
books, but that's what it is. It's a gate. Okay. Question: is that a Madrol or is that a Dakra? Oh, what's it they
Okay,
called?
Drakkar. I think it's Madrol, but closer to how I pictured a Drakkar, to be honest.
Exactly.
So
It's got the eyelessness of a Madrol. The Drakkar has eyes. So I think it's the eyeless Madrol. I thought they still had noses and their teeth were supposed to be just a little bit sharper than human, but yeah, they were supposed to be almost human. So a little bit more monstrous than a Madrol was in the book, but I can see that being a Madrol. Lightning. She wasn't strong in lightning.
I
Well, she
guess
had the Angreal, but
yeah, I think the main establishment of Moraine is that she is your first glimpse of what Aes Sedai are. So for that reason, she is actually quite powerful, and she does have a lot of things. And lightning is a one power thing that's going to come up later. So I think they would have wanted to foreshadow that a little bit.
I think the other thing is that what they're doing is very similar to in the Matrix, where they established a power ceiling. So they go, this is the pinnacle of Aes Sedai power, which, at least lore-wise works because she's got an Angreal. How does she get away with so many artifacts? Seriously.
When you're friends with Amyrlin Sea, need something
Yeah,
signed
it's
off for
not
that
what
little
you know, it's who you
who
know.
you know.
Yeah.
Alrighty, so let's go on a little bit more.
I think that's the end.
Yeah. Alright, so that's our Wheel of Time trailer. Cool.
Looking forward to seeing the series.
For anyone who watched that with us, thanks for joining us as we sort of pulled apart the trailer and got our first reactions on it. Like all of you, very excited to see what they're going to do with this TV series. Until next time, if you want to subscribe, hit that bell icon, you can. We're just getting started here on this channel, so we hope to start putting out more videos as time goes on. Thanks very much and see you later.